Hello and good evening, and a very warm welcome from the famous Epsom Downs Racecourse here in Surrey as we prepare for the launch of the exciting new boxing competition, Quest Boxing League. Coming up tonight, we're going to be watching some of the most exciting young fighters battle it out over 3, 4 and 5 two-minute rounds as they search for their own piece of boxing glory. Coming up in tonight's main event, we have got a sizzler to look forward to when national lightweight title challengers Seb Hallett and Daryl the Rottweiler Goddard go head-to-head for their chance to claim the first ever Quest title. So, with that and so much more to look forward to, we're going to be heading down to the arena now to talk to our big fight commentating team of Daniel Woodgate and Steve Holdsworth, who are going to be talking us through all the incredible fights to look forward to.
Hello, good evening, and a big warm welcome once again to Epsom Racecourse for an evening of boxing courtesy of the Quest Boxing League and Alan Foley. My name's Steve Holdsworth and that is Dan Woodgate. Dan, great night in prospect.
I'm really looking forward to it. How great is it to be back after all this time?
Do you know what, I've spoken to so many people here who not their lives have been broken, but their spirit has almost been broken because of the layoff. But anyway, that aside, we've got a cracking night lined up here tonight. We've got, I think, 14 bouts.
14 or 15 bouts tonight.
Yeah, something like that, and it's a cracking night. And I will tell you, the first contest that you're going to see, you'll see a major difference in height between the two fighters. One's 6'3", the other one is 6'9". Huge.
Neither of them are small guys, are they?
Absolutely. Two nice fellas as well. And forgive me, I've had to write this down because there's so much to take in. Darren Seeley, the 6'9", is from Croydon in Surrey, and his opponent is Nathan Bass, and he is trained by an ex-professional fighter called Nicky Bardell, and he was a good lad as well. So, I mean, if you take the height out of the equation, there's probably not much between these two.
Probably not, no. You've got the experience of in the corner of Das, and then I bumped into Seeley in the lift, and he's a big guy, but a very nice guy. So it's interesting to see, because you see these big guys, very, very imposing figure, and he's just got a lovely smile, very talkative, really nice guy. But we'll see what we get when he gets into the ring and see what side of him we get in there.
Well, Dan said it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, introducing your first Quest fighter, standing in the blue corner tonight, representing Bartless 1-to-1 Boxing. Please make some noise for Nathan Heavy Goods Downs. And his opponent, standing across the ring in the red corner, representing Churchill's Boxing Club. Please make some noise for Darren Dazzler Seeley. Heavyweight contest to be fought over 3 two-minute rounds, and your referee in charge of the action after the bell, Mr. Gino Piccittino.
Well, here we go then. This should be fascinating because we've got a lad here, 6'9" tall. Oh, bigger than the Klitschko brothers, up against a man 6 inches shorter than him, Nathan Das. So Darren Seeley then, the big lad. And he's pretty well supported here as well. And Dan Woodgate, your thoughts?
Well, I was just thinking, it's not very often you see a guy who's 6'3" being
dwarfed
that much. He's Darren Seeley. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. He's going to get this a lot for his career. A lot of people are going to talk about his size. But let's just see what he can show us with his boxing ability.
Yeah, and he's had 4 fights on the unlicensed circuit, won 3 of them, and almost a similar record, in fact, to Nathan Das.
Yeah, they're very much similar on paper. Obviously, looking at them, they should be slightly different type of fighters. With Das being the smaller guy, he's probably going to need to get inside and take the shots and pick his opportunities on the counters. Whereas you'd expect Seeley, with the size he is, to be a nice stand-up puncher. And he throws a nice jab, he pokes it out well. That's a lovely little check hook there. And again, and I think that troubled Das.
Well, this really should be the fighter against the boxer, Dan, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think we are getting a bit of that. Das.
Oh, goodness me. What a left hook that was.
Lovely left hook there.
Blinder. So it's all over. So there you are then. Gino Piccinino has called the bout off with about a minute and a quarter or so on the clock, I suspect, Dan, minute and a half.
Yeah, it wasn't far into that fight, was it? First round. And I just want to outline there that Darren Seeley, when he stood in the corner, didn't start celebrating.
Yeah.
He went and showed respect to his opponent.
Absolutely.
And that's a testament to what a gentleman he is.
Yeah. And talking about showing respect to opponents, I just want to tell everyone that you were a former International Masters Light Heavyweight Champion. You fought for the Cruiserweight Southern Area Championship and the Light Heavyweight title. 16 pro fights in all.
Yeah.
You did well.
I did. I thoroughly enjoyed my career, thoroughly enjoyed boxing and what it gave me. And one of the greatest things I have is being able to come and sit next to guys like you, ringside, commentating on shows and watching great spectacles like this.
Ask me if I enjoyed my career.
Did you enjoy your career, Steve?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, at a time of 61 seconds of the first round, your winner by TKO in the red corner, Darren Dazzler Seeley.
And I've got to say, Nicky Bardle in the corner there of Nathan Das. Now, Nicky fought Joe Calzaghe twice in the NABC finals and got pipped, but actually did win the NABCs on a year that he didn't face Calzaghe. So, some good form there for Nicky Bardle, ex-pro as well. So, championship contest now. We do have the reigning champion, Sean Haylock, who's actually promoted to Quest champion. He was the Queensbury champion, but that no longer exists. So he's now the Quest champion. He's defending his title for the first time against Dexter Horton. He's an aggressive fighter, Horton. He's only had 6 fights under his belt, but it should be a little cracker, Dan.
This should be a great fight. Obviously, we know about Haylock. We know what he's got. We know what he brings to the table. This fight could turn up anything, and this could be one of those fights that's just all action, or it could be a standoff and just box and see what happens. They've both got the ability to do both. It's going to be an exciting one.
Absolutely, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, this bout brought to you in association with RDX Sports, the official fight gloves of QBL. BoxFit, the UK leading boxing equipment superstore, and our headline sponsors, ReeseMany.com. Your judges this evening for this bout, sitting at ringside, Mr. Shane Dunners, Mr. Wayne Alexander, and our referee, Mr. Gino Piccinino. Our timekeeper this evening, Mr. Peter McCann. So ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, then the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he weighs in his official weight, 9 stone, 13 pounds, 4 ounces. Wearing the black with yellow and green, representing Kendall's and Bruce Jim. Please put your hands together for Dexter Horton. And his opponent standing across the ring, the current reigning defending champion, wearing the black with yellow trim. His official weight on the scales, 9 stone, 13 pounds, 8 ounces. Representing the Nemesis Gym, please welcome Sean Haylock. This bout to be fought over 4 2-minute rounds. And again, our referee in charge of the action, Mr. Gino.
We have a novice light welterweight title fight now between Dexter Horton and Sean Haylock. And interestingly, Sean Haylock was installed as the Quest Boxing League champion, having already been the Queensbury Boxing League champion, which sadly no longer exists. But, we're picking up where we left off kind of thing.
Yep, there is an element of that, and he's up against a very good live opponent tonight in Dexter Horton. Comes from Hounds out of Bromley and the Kettles gym, well-respected gym from that area.
Oh, indeed.
My old stomping ground, that is, Steve.
Really?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Orpington, Bromley.
Did you go to that gym?
No, I know of it though. I've been there, but I didn't go to it.
Oh, nice right there from Haylock.
And you can see, just from the start, you can see why Haylock was installed straight away as the champion. And rightly so, he's a very good boxer.
He's a very capable.
He's earned the right to carry this belt with him.
Yeah, but I've got a feeling that Horton is quite a banger. Do you get that?
Yeah, he's got that sort of style when he's got those long levers that you the way he throws his shots with.
But he's not getting them off at the moment.
No, Haylock's doing a really good job of nullifying what Horton's doing or trying to do and doing what he wants really. He's having not a free run of it, so to speak, but he's certainly getting his own way.
Sure thing. Dexter Horton, then 31 years of age from Bromley, as my man just said. And he's had 6 bouts in all, 1-3, lost 3. All unlicensed. And it says on my paperwork, Dan, that he likes to throw long looping shots. But at the moment, Haylock has kind of seen that coming, hasn't he?
He's seen it coming, and as I mentioned earlier, he's nullifying what Horton's doing, and he's able to do what he wants.
He's got a lovely left hand as well.
Yeah. There's one of those looping shots that come over the top there. It's been a one-off, but he caught Haylock with that one.
And Sean Haylock, 26 years of age, from Belvedere in Kent, in Nemesis gym, and he's had half a dozen fights as well. 2 wins, 2 losses and 2 draws.
Yeah, Haylock, towards the end of this round, towards the end of that round, so should I say, he seemed to just get drawn into a scrap. He needs to avoid that, because then it comes down to who punches hardest and who punches most.
So here we go then, round 2 of the scheduled 3 novice light welterweight title fight. And we've all got to start somewhere, haven't we, Dan?
Yeah, exactly that.
So in the light blue shorts, we do have Sean Haylock, who has nicked the first round as far as we're concerned against Dexter Horton. And Jimmy Hockney in the corner there. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. These are the loopers. Oh goodness, good right there from Haylock. And he's really matching them on equal terms, isn't he?
This is exactly what I was saying at the end of that last round that Haylock needs to avoid. He's doing a really good job of outboxing this guy. If it comes down to it and they go and they stand there and trade, it is literally who lands the best punch.
I think he's hurt.
Yeah, I think
Dexter Horton got hurt.
Yeah, but the beginning of that flurry, the beginning of that exchange, Haylock for me looked like he was hurt.
Yeah.
But then he carried on throwing punches and he caught Horton, and Horton's legs seemed to have stiffened up a little bit.
I totally agree with you. He was, well, you saw what it was like in the corner.
He had almost like a disinterested look on his face for a couple of seconds.
I think he's done now. I really do.
Yeah, I think Haylock needs to.
And I don't mean that in a personal sense. Just in a boxing scene. If you get my drift, Dan.
Sort of blowing himself out a little bit.
Yeah.
He's going to run out of ideas very quickly if Haylock can get back.
And that's the problem when you're a big banger, isn't it? If you don't get that bang in, you've had it.
Saying it's all Haylock at the moment, but if you have a look under his right eye, he's got
I noticed that. Yeah. Which is hardly surprising because that was quite an exchange.
It was, yeah. I'd just like to see it a bit like what he's doing now. Haylock measuring the opponent, taking his time, but he just needs to be a bit more active. At the moment, I'm watching him thinking he's doing this to take time. He's doing this to take a breather.
Yeah.
That is not what he needs to be doing.
But have you noticed also Haylock is a fire with fire kind of guy?
Yeah, and caught him there, stumbled him.
Oh,
Right on the bell.
right on the bell. Wow.
Haylock visibly hurt there. They need to get him on his seat and they need to get some cold water on his head because he was shook at the end of that. That punch landed right on the bell. And I don't think he was quite expecting it.
Who won the round?
I think just on that last flurry, I'm going to have to give it to Horton.
Okay.
Literally just on that punch.
But it's ironic, isn't it? I mean, it was Haylock up until that moment.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Oh, it could have been Haylock.
Yeah, I think it's one of those rounds where you go, it was almost even, but the better shot that were landing were coming from Haylock, but that last punch probably nicked him around in my eyes.
Gotcha. And once again, very fortuitous timing of the bell.
Very, yeah.
And this last round's going to be an absolute humdinger, as if we haven't had enough already. Sorry, 2 to go. Here we go, round 3, then the halfway point.
Dexter Horton and his trainer going head to head in the corner, really riling.
Really?
Yeah, really riling Horton up. He's come out with intent on his face. He's got an aggressive look, and he's being goaded on by his corner to go straight at him. And I think that's what he needs to do. I think that last shot is going to be whether Haylock has recovered.
Yes, absolutely right.
For me, Haylock needs to get back to his boxing like what he was doing in the first round. He needs to weather the storm, so to speak, weather that the damage that done to his legs.
Nice right.
Needs to be a bit measured and look, just like what we see there, to pick those 1-2s, do the simple stuff. That's what he needs to do. He needs to keep away from trading with Horton, because then it comes down, as we said, it comes down to who lands the best punch. And at the moment, it looks like Horton's landing the better punches in those exchanges.
And the other thing is, you do get gun shy, don't you? You know, if you've been hurt in the previous round, I don't want that again.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with when you do go gung ho and stand toe to toe.
Gun shy, yeah.
You take a shot, and like you said, it makes you gun shy, makes you not want to throw, because you're thinking every time I throw a shot, I'm going to take one back.
Then you'll not throw a shot.
Exactly, yeah, and it sort of that is a bit what's happening in this round.
Yeah, they're both afraid of each other now, aren't they?
The fight sort of died off a little bit in this first half of this third round. They're both trying to work each other out. Yeah,
and see if they can gain an advantage in another way, open another door kind of thing.
Yeah, this sort of fight suits Haylock, as you see there, with that little exchange.
Yeah.
Just doing the simple stuff. 1-2, 1-2, dip to the body, come up to the head.
And it's the worst thing for Horton, isn't it?
Yeah, he needs to turn
He needs a fight.
He needs to turn this into a scrap. Those looping shots that he throws, or he likes to throw, he needs to be in a trade-off.
Exactly. And that's another round there for Haylock.
I agree, yeah.
As a result.
What's going to be interesting for me here, Steve, in this last round is what Haylock does. If he thinks he's behind and he's not 100% sure that what he's doing is working, he could come out and try and turn this into a fight again. He might get a second win in this last round and think, come on, let's go and take it to him. I think he's going to be walking straight into a trap that Horton's been setting for him.
Well, you know, I think they just said to Haylock, what they should have said to him was, don't even land a punch. Just keep out of his way and you'll get this.
Is that what they were saying to him in the corner?
Well, no, but that's what I would have said.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. Go out there, do the simple stuff. Don't worry about the big backhand.
Just don't get hit.
Throw the jab, move. Throw the jab, move. It's good that he's taken his time. I was slightly concerned he was going to come out and say, almost, I've got to try and win this round.
But in fact, it's the other way around, isn't it? It's Horton that needs to win this round to level up.
On our card, we've got Haylock a round up.
Well, it's a fascinating contest because you could just wait for that second when Horton explodes. And Haylock's on the floor, who knows?
Exactly that, yeah. We've got, there's going to be, you think there's going to be
an onslaught from Horton at some point in this round.
Yeah.
If he leaves it too long, he might leave you disappointed. Saying that, here we go.
It happened.
Haylock standing there trading again. That's not what he needs to be doing. He needs to be moving.
But having said that, I think that exchange was pretty even.
It is, but it just doesn't play into what Haylock needs to be doing. Haylock needs to be.
He needs to box and move.
He needs to hold the centre of the ring, make Horton try and come to him.
Yeah. Box and move. Oh, bad.
Because that's what happens.
Bad move. Now that could have
visibly hurt.
See, that could have put a completely different complexion on it now. Ooh.
This is toe-to-toe stuff. They're both throwing shots, both landing, both look a little bit unsteady on the leg.
Oh, I tell you what, this is heading a draw, isn't it? Oh goodness me! Well, it's not now. Oh,
Haylock's down. He needs to take his time. He needs to compose himself. His legs are unsteady. The ref's having a good look at this. Whether he's going to let him come on. He's shaking his head at him.
well,
He's been there, the bell went, and then he waved it off.
well, I've actually scored it 38-37 in favour of Horton. And you know, I mean, the funny thing is, you could have written the script for that round.
We were saying exactly all the way through that round. Go out there, box, don't get involved. As soon as he got involved, it comes down to. And look, when the punches were being thrown, it could have gone either way.
Yes.
But you don't want to be in there rolling dice when you're a round up in the last round. You've got to be in there controlling the situation. You've got to do what you need to do. And what you need to do is just stay composed and not get drawn into a fight.
Very good point. Now, was it stopped or did the bell come first?
I don't know, that's what I'm going to be interested to hear.
I reckon they'll go for the stoppage.
The referee waved his arm, the bell
Went at the same time.
running at the same time, so where to go?
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. At the end of 4 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards with a unanimous decision. And new QBL Novice champion in the blue corner, Dexter Horton.
Well, that's going to happen again, isn't it?
I think so.
That's a natural rematch, isn't it?
Over 5 rounds next time. I want to see another round of it. I'm glad it went to the scorecards and the referee seeing sense that it waved just after the bell went. I think a bit of controversy in that fight would have been highly disappointing. But the right outcome, it would have been the same outcome, but I think Haylock deserved to see that fight as well.
Yes. Good point. So the vacant national title at lightweight features Darryl Goddard, a man we've seen many times on the Quest and Queensbury League, in action against Seb Hallett, the challenger. Now this is a fascinating contest because there's a 6-inch gap in height between these two. I know I make a bit of a fuss about that, but it can be a big deal to overcome, can't it, Dan?
It can be, but they both fit into their moulds. You've got the shorter guy who is an aggressive, come-full puncher, and then you've got the taller guy who's a stand-up boxer. This is going to be one of those competitions that it could light on fire. It could be a bore fest. You know what some of these fights like. If they don't take, they could just be long rounds. We're sitting there and not much has happened. I don't think this is going to be one of those fights. I think this is going to be all out action.
I think you're absolutely right. And it's only a 5-rounder anyway.
Yeah,
so,
it's going to be a brilliant fight.
You'll love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Quest Boxing League proudly presents 5 rounds of action for the vacant National Lightweight Championship. Brought to you in association with RDX Sports, the official fight gloves of QBL, BoxFit, the UK leading boxing equipment superstore, and our headline sponsor, ReeseMany.com. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, your judges this evening sitting in ringside Mr. Gino Piccianino, Mr. Wayne Alexander, and our referee and third judge, Mr. Seamus Dunn. Our timekeeper this evening, Peter McCann. So now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing first the challengers, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighs in on the scales, 9 stone, 8 pounds, 2 ounces. Wearing the black with silver shorts, representing Stingray's Boxing Gym. Please put your hands together for Sam, Monica's boy, Hallett. His opponent standing across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight, wearing the black with yellow trim. His official scale weight on the scales, 9 stone, 7 pounds, 2 ounces. Fighting out of Dynamo Boxing Gym. Please put your hands together for and welcome Daryl the Rottweiler Goddard. Our referee and third man in the ring will now issue his final instructions, Mr. Seamus Dunn.
So moving up in class and distance, we've got a 5-round contest now. The vacant National Lightweight Championship between Seb Hallett in the blue corner and Daryl Goddard, naturally in the red. And Dan, your thoughts?
My first thought, if this was a stare-down competition, it'd be a draw. Neither one of them took their eye off their opponent. That was the most intense stare-down we've had of the night. So it shows that they're intent on this one. They've both come here to win.
So here we go, then first round. Seb Hallett, the taller of the two. And well, I'll tell you what, Daryl Goddard says he's had 14 fights. I think I've seen every one of them. He's been around a long time, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, yeah. Hallett's come out. He's gone straight to work. You'd expect him to come out, stand off, and being 6 inches taller. I mean, 6 foot for a lightweight is.
Yeah, but this is the mistake. This is the same mistake that was made previously. You don't, I mean, listen. You box a fighter and you fight a boxer, right or wrong?
That's
the theory, isn't it? That's the theory. And what you don't do is you don't go chasing a person who hits harder than you. You like you said, you stand back and you use your reach.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Hallett's still getting the better of the exchanges, even though
Not the point, though, is it?
Exactly. I don't think he's doing what he should be doing. I think he should be trying to outbox Goddard. I think he's getting the better of the exchanges, but it does leave it up to who hits the hardest, who hits the most.
Hey, it's opening the door for Goddard, isn't it?
Exactly that, and he just simply doesn't have to do that.
No. But there you go.
But
hey, and these coaching tips we're giving, they're free.
They are free, yeah, you can keep those.
And, and ironically, I mean, there are people out there who won't agree with us.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the great thing about boxing. You don't have to agree with each other all the time. And I always say there is no good or bad. There's just win or lose. That's the thing. There's a
lovely right there. Lovely right. Caught Goddard on the chin. And again.
Yeah, that's great boxing there from Hallett.
Well, maybe Seb Hallett is very comfortable doing this.
Yeah, I mean, he could potentially stand a little bit further back and use his range a bit better, but he's effective.
Nice left hook there. Something against the head.
Goddard's dipping and rolling and trying to come up with his shots. But what's happening is, as he's coming up, he's being caught.
Yes.
And whether that's just luck of the draw from the amount of shots that Hallett's throwing, or whether he's timed it really well, he's winning in the round.
Yeah, bit of this, bit of that, we're in the.
Two, what I'd like to see is Hallett stand up and box and use his range. But if he's not going to do it, it'd be interesting to see if Goddard would take the initiative to not try and engage in a fight. It's not working for him at the moment, engaging in a fight with Hallett. Hallett is actually getting the better of the trades on the inside.
Well, that's what
perhaps Goddard standing off and taking his time a little bit might throw a little spanner in the works.
Yeah.
Hallett.
Well, I was just about to say that Goddard knows what it's like to get thumped by Hallett. All right, what were we about to see here?
think the saying is much of the same, and it's all action. And they're both going for it, and it's great for us.
Oh yeah.
It seems that Hallett could make this a lot easier fight with the range he's got.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his ability as well. We know he's a good boxer.
Sure.
That's better. That jab, picking that jab, taking your time, sitting off. That's better. See, he's flicking the jab out and he's knocking the head back at Goddard. Just the simple stuff.
Do you see, Dan, any boxers these days hooking off the jab?
It's a skill that has sort of been lost. It's quite difficult to do. What people tend to do is they try and load up on every shot. And when you hook off the jab, you have to throw.
It's very cute.
You have to throw a quick jab and then you have to throw the hook. And not worry about the power you're getting in either shot. It's just a shot to catch the eye of the judge.
But it can be very effective.
It can be very effective, yeah. But it's the timing rather than the power.
Yeah, I get that. Anyway, back to this, and Goddard. Well, he's trying very hard. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he's making a fight of it. For me, he's just falling short.
Yeah. Well, it's the physical differences between them, really, isn't it? I mean, could you see this happening if Hallett was the same size as Goddard?
Well, you'd have to say that Hallett, if he was 6 inches shorter, would probably be better off with the way that he fights. I mean, the fact he's tall, he should be moving around. He should be throwing his jab. He shouldn't be
standing stock still. That's for certain.
He certainly shouldn't.
Oh,
that's bad form there.
I don't like seeing that.
No, I don't like that. There's no need for that. It's not been that sort of fight. There wasn't any need for that at all. Surprised Seamus Dunn didn't pull him up on that. He's quite strict.
Yeah,
as a referee.
He normally does actually.
Yeah, he's a very good referee.
Maybe he didn't see it.
He won't stand for that. Yeah, it was on his blind side, so perhaps he didn't see it. For me, Hallett probably nicked around again. I think Goddard.
I think it was slightly more effective, wasn't it?
I think Goddard. It started coming into the fight in the later part of the round. It looks like it's turning into his kind of fight now, and this was the problem with Hallett from the beginning. He should have stuck to his boxing from the off.
Dan, I don't know about you, but I often meet up with friends and we always talk about boxing. I've got a pal called Phil and a mate called Billy that I see quite regularly. And boxing always comes up. It's primary, Is that do you bore the pants off people with boxing talk?
I certainly do, yeah. Mostly talking about myself, Steve.
Oh, do you?
No, do you know what? Boxing creates a bond between people, and if you're involved in boxing, you automatically have something in common.
Absolutely.
And the great thing about boxing is, although you have that something in common, you might not agree on anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, here we go for round 3. Well, at the moment, we've got Seb Hallett taking the first 2. But Darryl Goddard possibly beginning to get himself back into this. He's a decent kid, as I say. We've seen enough of him over the years. But I hate to see Hallett giving away every advantage he's got by either standing stock still or going forward, which you don't do when you're that kind of size.
No, it's right, and it's like you say, we gave Hallett the first 2 rounds, but the gap between the two was closing up quite visibly. And this is exactly what we're talking about. He's giving away that height.
The advantage.
The advantage he's got with the height, the advantage he's got with the reach, and Goddard's capitalising it. In the first round, it was effective.
Yeah.
Maybe to the detriment of Seb Hallett going through the fight. Perhaps it was working. Why is it not working now? He might have run out of ideas.
Yeah.
For me, he's still got enough time to fight. He's 2 rounds up. Stick to your boxing. Make it easier for yourself. Goddard's not going to allow him to do that. But he's got to take the initiative to do it.
Well,
holding on there, when you start seeing that, you start to wonder whether he's feeling the pace. Goddard has set a really high pace this round. And I think it's quite clear that he's probably winning this round.
Well, the thing is, Hallett has got the power to change everything by not getting within punching range.
Use your range. Get him on the end of your shots.
Exactly.
Not halfway along.
Exactly. Well, I don't know what the corner are going to tell him.
That, what he just showed there, for the last 10 seconds, Goddard coming forward, Hallett throwing a punch just like he did there, moving off. That is what he needs to be doing.
Of course it is.
That will win in the fight.
That's what we've been saying.
A lot easier for him.
Yeah.
But perhaps he's started to realise that what he was trying to do wasn't working. It was in the first round and a half.
Well, I still think Goddard nicked the round.
I think he'd done enough, but Hallett started to work it out towards the end there. That's what he needs to do for the last 2 rounds. Hallett needs to come out and he needs to do he needs to do what he did there for that last 25 seconds.
Last 10 seconds or so, wasn't it, really?
Yeah. Goddard's tired. He's throwing everything at it. You can move out of the way of that sort of onslaught quite easily.
And I hate to say this because it sounds critical to the corner men, but the arms should not be up on the ropes like that. The blood should be going down to the fingers.
Yeah, it should be relaxed. Do you know what? I used to love putting my arms on the ropes because it was a rest. But your arms don't need it. It's no good for your arms.
Your fingers are ruined, aren't they?
My coaches used to go crazy at me when I put my arms on there. But the reason why is because you need to get that blood down to your hands.
Anyway, you can't tell them. Anyway, here we are, round 4, the penultimate round. And I've got to say this straight away that Daryl Goddard, he's put in a very gutsy effort here. And if Seb Hallett does not revert to a defensive, almost a defensive position, then Hallett's in trouble.
Exactly that, Stephen. This first 30 seconds, Hallett 3 times has, on a counter punch, thrown something with no intent to do any damage, but just to move himself out of the way. And he's done it perfectly. He could have done that from the first bell.
Yeah.
But
it's been a rotten fight then.
But props to him. He's doing what he needs to do to win the fight now. He's staying a bit tighter. He's keeping his elbows in. There was a body shot thrown in from Goddard there, straight on the elbow. And those fights, especially in the taller fighter, you expect those to do quite a lot of damage. There's a lot of area there to hit.
Yeah. Well, I guarantee, Dan, if I was as tall as Seb Hallett fighting someone as short as Daryl Goddard, I wouldn't take a punch.
No, that would definitely be my aim as well.
No, I mean I wouldn't have taken the punch.
No. Yeah.
It wouldn't have been my aim. That's what would have happened.
But
but it would have, like you said earlier, it wouldn't have been a fight.
No, we've said through the whole fight, we've said Hallett should be doing this, and now he's doing it. Hats off to him for realising it might have come from his corner team.
I'm sure you're right. Yeah,
he's got Nicky Gemman in his corner, is a very good professional. He was ranked in the top 20 as a middleweight or light middleweight. Yeah, very, very good fighter. Me and him made our professional debuts on the same show.
Who was that? Sorry,
Nicky Gemman.
Oh yeah, Nicky Gemman. Yes, of course. I can see Nicky from here.
Yeah, he's a very good fighter, and he knows his boxing.
Yeah, well, he's the guy I remember boxing as an amateur.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's another Hallett round, isn't it?
Very, very good round from Hallett there.
And it just showed how easy it can be done.
Well, we was critical of him in those first 2 or 3 rounds, and like we said, at the end of the third, he started putting it together, started to understand what he needed to do, and that was just I wouldn't say a masterclass, but it was just a showing of what he needed to do.
Can I just say something to Daryl Goddard, and I mean this, and to his team? When we said, look how easy it was for Hallett, I don't mean that Goddard is an easy man to beat, because he certainly isn't. But if you deploy the right tactics at the right time, it's easy.
Yeah, the thing is, we're not saying that Daryl Goddard's easy to beat.
No.
We're saying that
when you get the right tactics,
Daryl Goddard's a very good fighter. He's a very hard fighter to beat. But when you've got the advantages that Hallett's got, when you've got the tools that Hallett's got, and you're not using any of them, it just becomes quite disappointing to watch.
Very frustrating,
but he's shown us in that last round that he can do it.
Yeah. Anyway, here we are then, the 5th and final round for this vacant national lightweight title. And, I hate to say this, but it looks like Daryl Goddard may need a knockout to win this.
Yeah, on my card, I've got
lovely right there from Goddard.
Got a 3-1. Yeah, Goddard's
and again.
Keep coming forward.
And again. Yeah, well, what choice has he got? He can't stand back and get picked off.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Goddard for this whole fight. He's done exactly what he needs to do.
Exactly, yes. And I tell you what, Dan, it nearly paid off.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not over yet.
The advantages that Hallett's got, he wasn't using them as he should do. Whereas Goddard was drawing him into a fight. Goddard's had a really good fight.
Yes.
I just don't think it's been enough in the rounds. I think that Hallett has nicked the rounds sort of beat Goddard at his own game in the first round. Oh, he's got him a good shot there. He looked a little bit troubled there, but I don't know if he caught him on the blind side and it was a shot round the back of the ear, and they can be really hard to take.
Yeah.
This is a really good round from Goddard.
Yep.
He's coming forward, and he's had the same tactics throughout, and they've been effective. And they're really working for him in this round. Yeah, Goddard's just not. In the last round, Hallett was sort of brushing him off with his shots. He's not having the same.
He's not doing that, no.
Goddard sort of just walking through what he's got.
Yeah, Hallett's tired.
He obviously knows that he needs to put something into this round.
Yeah, Hallett's tired at this stage.
But you've got a guy in front of you that you've put all their effort into beat, and he's still coming forward.
Still there, yeah.
Yeah, still coming forward. Really, really good fight to watch that. Really enjoyable.
But ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. With a majority decision, your winner and new QBL National Lightweight Champion in the red corner, Daryl the Rottweiler.
Did you see like the aggression come forward type of fire?
I didn't see that.
No, but it's but at the same round 2, we agreed it was a very close round.
But here's the thing, Dan. Every criticism we hold, whether intentionally or not, and it wasn't supposed to be spiteful or hurtful, at Seb Hallett has come through with that decision.
Exactly that, yeah. He's it's really hard not to be too hard on these guys, isn't it? He's let himself down. Is that the right word, or is that too harsh?
I don't think he's let himself down. I just think tactically he got it wrong.
He could have done a lot better job than he did.
Well, he should have been 5-0, really.
He's got the tools, he's got the ability to do that. Goddard's a very good fighter, and like I said, it's not a slight on him. It's just frustrating to see someone who's got those tools.
But what you don't do is fight Goddard's fight.
No,
because Goddard couldn't fight his fight, Hallett's fight, in a million years, because he didn't have the size and the reach.
And I think what this shows us, Steve, we're sitting here, we both scored the fight to Hallett. But I'm not shocked.
No, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm not horrified.
No, not at all. I'm not going to be up in arms. I don't think anyone can be.
That is a lesson in criticism.
Exactly that.
Right?
Yeah.
That is a lesson in doing things the way they should be done.
Wow, well what an incredible start to the brand new Quest Boxing League tournament here at the Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey. Daryl Goddard in our main event, he beat Seb Hallett to become the new national lightweight champion with a hard-fought points decision. And unfortunately, that is all we have time for here tonight. But definitely join us next time out for the season finale when cruiserweights Joe Seabrook and Benjamin Robinson battle it out for their chance to become the Quest Cruiserweight champion.